Today, now we did have and I posted this in the live trading chat. Again, we don't do signals, but it was a pretty clear chart. I think a couple of people posted that. But I posted this setup here on the Qs earlier today, where we basically were underneath. We saw multiple rejections, a loss of the floor, a build on that floor, and a push down through this cost basis, and basically underneath that 599.76. I wanted that empty space down to the box. Now we look at the Qs, and obviously that's what we got, being able to use the lower time frame in the most recent price action to kind of look forward. Now, that being said, that leaves us in kind of a weird area because yes, there is a red candle, right? Closing. Cost basis is the previous resistance, which is 597.16. And yes, there is more empty space to the upside. Now, between now and the end of the day, we're looking to see whether they can push price any lower, close this red. But obviously, if you are going short today, it makes your life easy when it comes to hedging, and at least for the most part, even if you're using the SQQ or something else. Obviously a pop outside of this box and a move up would be a relatively easy retest to do. Now to the downside, which is my focus here, what do we need to lose or what do we need to break, and have we done that yet? And the answer is not quite yet, right? We still need to lose this floor here, and underneath us, probably more importantly, we have this structure that we've been holding, and that's 596.67. The target directly underneath that is 595.65. So I'm not urging anybody to go short. I would look past that personally. If we are looking at continuation to the downside, I think 593.30 at 591.13 if we see a serious pullback. Now, typically going back and looking at some of the pullbacks that we have had, a lot of the times it starts just like this. We look at the 24-hour candle close, and it's pretty much right underneath that. And so I don't think it's wrong to look at, well, you just lost a day and a half of gains. And if we do see that kind of continuation of the downside, we don't usually just see one bar, right? At least not one bar that dumps like this. Typically when we see those big legs down, we get some follow through, right? Here, even if it's just temporarily. So going into tomorrow, I feel like, yeah, there is a potential to leg down a little bit further, possibly just even to go fill that gap at 592. And I think that would be a suitable red candle to see here. Again, whether or not it closes or legs down any further, there is weekly empty space back down to the 577, and of course the wicks at 582. But yeah, today was obviously a good start to what could be a potentially decent short, back down to those 592 areas. So again, take that information and do with what you want. I think hedging should be relatively easy. So SPY to the upside, or excuse me, SPY period, same deal, right? You are closing relatively close to that previous green candle open. Now, is the red candle that we see a guarantee? Is it a punchback? Is it moving into empty space? The answer is unfortunately no. It's just not, right? But obviously with a big leg down here, now the same can't be said necessarily with SPY about having a considerable pullback and then definitely seeing continuation here. So for me, looking down, and I do think this is probably more important here, you have a 661. And this is where, obviously, I don't trade SPY very often, if at all. But I would be looking at 559.60, excuse me. That would be the target. Yeah, 559.60 and maybe 658. But same deal. If you do decide to take the SPX short, you can hedge this relatively easy, and just establishing where it cannot go, right? Where is your upside trigger? That would be where you could bail out of that, leave your runners, and go from there. So what does that even mean? Yeah, we'll take a look at it in just a minute. All right. So IWM saw a pretty noticeable pullback as well. Again, this one's not really telling me much. It has not lost anything. It would need a candle underneath 242.50, and that would give you a target of 241.17, which I think could guarantee a 240 pullback. So if you decide that that's what you want to take based on the second rejection that we've seen here, I don't think it's as straightforward as the other ETFs or especially the Qs, but I would be looking at 241 as that first target to the downside. All right, so all three ETFs obviously experiencing a decent pullback today. We'll see how they close by the end of the day before we make some final decisions. But tomorrow we do have new home sales, crude oil inventories, and FOMC member daily is speaking, which ain't shit. We do on Thursday, however, have final GDP and unemployment claims, and that'll be interesting. And that'll be kind of the last bit. I think we do have core PCE, but that'll be some data to look forward to. But I have no idea, Sean Ray. I have no idea. Airplane. Yeah. So actually, I want to go ahead and talk about that one. I'm obviously me and BA are mud wrestling. Now, did my play play out? Yes. Did I tap the first green candle to my left in a time frame in which I could not take profit? Yes. Today, I said that it was possible, because BA is a bastard, to possibly go and touch the floor. You did. And you're closing green up against it. So, this is difficult. This is like, this is black belt trading right now. If you're brand new, again, I have faith. I see it. I want it. That doesn't mean I get it, but this is a good candle close. You look at the lower time frames here, you got a little channel that has been built, the empty space that we had, and earlier we were falling and I was red and I thought, I like how that's falling. So I let it tap the gap. It tapped the gap and immediately reversed. So here's the deal. A couple step here program. A, we need to get over the 217.81 wall. Now that is not it, right? That does not keep us from pulling back. Now on the higher time frame, the hourly shows 218.08. The 30-minute, excuse me, we can pretty much just encapsulate this in a small range, which leaves us with a 50% mark at 218.50, which mirrors the top. So that's how we're going to get up and out of here. Now, obviously, with this news and the dip back down and sellers being put in a weird position, am I swinging BA? Yes, the fuck I am. I'm swinging it. All right. If you know it's not good for you and you're tired of it, then go move on. But this is my cross to bear. All right. The BA cross. If under any circumstances we lose the low of day in 213.71, this play is absolutely over until the next leg. But with that being said, I like the way it's closing right now. Looks pretty decent, especially on the higher time frame. All right, let's go over a couple more things really quickly, and then you guys can drop your request. All right, so I'm going to brush through these really quickly. Rivian on the 24-hour candle, closing green, staying where it needs to stay. No comment here, just letting it ride. You guys know the deal. We've talked about it 100 times. IBM did see a new high today, but unfortunately had to go and pull back. I did note or mention that earlier this morning that it is possible. Now, we did hang on to that median underneath us and did not fall into our empty space. So I continue to hold, looking for that 275.75, and with the empty space above us on the Qs, do you think we'll go and hit that if the Qs fill up that empty space? Because these didn't fall in the same manner as the Qs, which means they have more strength, which means that when strength returns, that target will likely get hit. Yes. All right. Now, that being said, if you are long on tech stuff, that's where the Qs, are most useful right now as a hedge. All right. Stoneco, no comment. Still doing the same shit. Don't panic. Literally just calm down. I got to talk about DDDD. Obviously, this one shot up to $3. I bought a decent amount of equity in this thing, 71%, or excuse me, well, we were up a little bit more than that, but I do see more empty space. So I am going to continue to hold. You are closing still where you need to close. You are still holding what you need to hold. Is it an option play? No. Is it tracking this channel here and empty space? What the fuck is going on here? Oh. And again, the target is 425. That's my TP. If Dave may have other plans, but that's my plan. All right. Let's see here. All right. TTD did punch back, right? So no matter what, it still did what it was supposed to do. It has pulled back. Here's where we ask ourselves the same question. What have we lost? How did we pull back? Right? We pulled back there. Look at Stelio. That's music to my ears, baby. Beautiful, right? So we're holding what we need to hold. We have a signal for where we need to hold, and we fell pretty quickly back down. So I'm going to trust the chart here in this occasion, or on this occasion, which is every occasion, and that is going to be 46.87 directly up above you to go and reclaim. There's a 5-minute punch back. Or tomorrow, up yonder. All right. Yeah, you don't have to get involved with that bastard at all. Now, AMD, and again, I'm going to repeat what I said today. Didn't fire, right? And this is patience, but it didn't fire for that play. I still love it. I still think it has but I think that the candle will likely settle up against these wicks, which it did not today. But because of how it pulled back earlier, right? Now, again, not super happy with the pullback itself, but if we can find a landing pad to bounce off of, I think AMD leaving behind that empty space could lead us for that breakout. I would set an alert at 161.50 so you don't miss it. All right, go ahead and drop your request, my friends. And we'll go ahead and go through this really quick, see if we can add anything to the watch list. I got some other things that I'm watching. We'll I'm sure go over those here shortly. So if you're on TikTok, if you don't mind, please tap your screen. Stream is free.
Hey, I don't need like an analysis. Yeah, but my first target, so GNRC, I'm already in. I just want to confirm like target base. My first target is 165.95, that red wick on the 2 hour. To the left, yeah.
You said 165.85?
Yeah, 165.95, 85,
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
Sure. Yeah, looks good.
Does that look good for a first target? Just because
Well,
it's
I mean,
like
if you look over to your left, that's also the box that you punched through or the resistance you broke through to get there. So yeah, naturally that would be the first place to retest, I believe. I have 166, 165.90, but you know, tomato.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Can I take out the ticker? Oh, that was earlier. Okay. Car. I don't hate that. Don't hate that at all. Hold on a second. That's weird. All right, that's weirding me out big time. I see. Oh my God. Endless amount. I mean, the potential here is actually kind of wild. So first off, 3 major taps, right? I think everybody can see that. I also see consolidation here, but I also see a nasty looking gap right here at 148. And that was an imbalance bounce, okay, and a floor bounce, right? Because we're looking over here to our left. So I'm gonna just say this: if you're looking at this play to the upside, I think this has got to be a channel. There's got to be a wide. See, look, I'm immediately using the wide fluctuation in price. Large move up, large move down, empty space created. Now to my left, I see green candles here. I also see wicks off of that. So there's couple stages. I think this is a decent candle close. Okay, so for those of you, would you need a longer expiration? Obviously, um, but 162.75 would be breakpoint one. Now, this play does not go up unless there's news, right? Which, with this amount of consolidation would be nice, actually. I'm tempted myself. I'm looking at this one, and I know that it doesn't always move the best, but that empty space up there to 189 is juicy. Juicy, 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 and 196 runners up there. Huh. And then, I mean, if you wanted to, if you went with a longer expiration, you could use shorter expiration 135s just in case. I don't mind. It's a little weird. It's kind of like artificial cherry flavoring. You can see why they named it cherries, but it's just not right. Interesting. 190. Who the fuck is commenting on my videos so much? Someone hating on me right now? I mean, that's fucking cheap for 10 days out. The spread's pretty shit. The spread doesn't tighten up until you get to the 175, so you'd have to actually bid that up. Play with that if you want to. Obviously, adding an extra week should draw a little bit more liquidity in there, but they're going to be more expensive. 185, 190. 190s are not bad for October 10th. That'd be a good enough expiration. Cool. Got shorter expiration. See, I don't really think that's tangible to think that's going to break that fast to the downside, but the spread gets nasty on that at 140. Yeah, those are kind of expensive, so I might have to actively hedge that one to the downside with shorter expiration contracts. More than likely somewhere in the 150, 149 strikes. So, all right. You still here too? Shaking my head. I know I've ascended. I just got here. No, I've been chilling. Reveal. Sweet. Build-A-Bear was on the news popping up. Oh man, probably over now. Like build a margin call workshop. All right. So is it confirmed? Do you have to take it right now? No, you don't. Did we just make a plan, or hopefully you did? Yeah. Right. So there's multiple entries here. There's multiple confirmations. I think 163 is first. I think 167 is second. That would be the most important floor to reclaim. And then after that, if we can get some good volume here, should be smooth selling. Now, do I take things while they're in the box and not moving very fast? Yeah, sometimes I do. Do I add an expiration that allows me to hold through that and then go down to the lower time frame to establish where the fuck this cannot go in order for me to establish where a stop loss should be? You damn right. Right? 15-minute. Is there empty space up above? So good and tasty. All right. Anyway, Lulu. Good. Right? Good. Double wick off the top, wick off of the candle close right here. So this candle's covered all your bases. I'll cover all your bases. Oh, I'm just kidding. All right. So this one does have just calm down. So I mean, as far as I can tell, this one did hit that wick, pull back, building where it needs to build. If I think looking at this one, it's still, yeah, even with the empty space down below, if you're like scared about it, I think you're still okay. I think really relying on this right here is probably going to be, I mean, a retest even off of 172.40, 172.16 wouldn't be terrible. So, love about to rip. I saw that ripping today. Thank you guys for tapping your screen, by the way. If you're on TikTok, I appreciate you. So with that being said, 5-minute time frame. Do you see empty space in there? Probably. Do you have a channel? Certainly. Use that bad boy. All right, let's see here. Lift down. Lift down.
Yeah.
Empty space up above. No candle lost. Nothing has been lost yet. So you would need and you got a nice little wick off of that top though. That shows that sellers definitely were in charge today. Now, what do they need to lose? 2 hour. Uh-oh, starting to reveal itself to me.
Yeah, we're at cost basis on that 2 hour, and then
No,
I see that we have a lot of potential going
past
down.
cost basis.
Oh, my box is a little different.
Straighten up that box, my friend.
Yeah, but still, this actually looks better to me.
So you don't have a 24-hour confirmation. Can you bounce? And where should you have bounced? You did bounce at cost basis. When you went back up, you failed. You did leave empty space behind. So the hedge would be around 2281 or whatever breaks out past that, which, that is empty space technically. Now, I can't help but think that there's a channel here. I just can't see it yet, but I'm going to find it. Come on, give me something. There it is. Gotcha, bitch. Back down here. Back up there. The floor to the bottom.
Not sure if this is relevant, but Boeing just announced they're partnering with Palantir to accelerate
Holy
AI
shit. Give
defense
me that
program.
give me that AI juice.
Yeah, a little news juice for you.
All right.
I'm just gonna say you called it.
What?
Maybe it was that news I was waiting for to move.
You know what? All I know is I needed news and I got it, and we getting more of it, which is good for us.
They're also waiting on a deal with China because China's going to buy up to 500 Boeing jets. They're waiting for the finalization with that.
Oh,
So
airplane.
that's
Fusions, yeah.
another news.
All right, so let's zoom back out here real quick. I'm not going to deter you from doing this. There's really nothing wrong with it.
My thing is, I'm just gonna wait on the 24-hour close. That's really that's what I'm gonna do. Because you're right about that. It could, just to be safe. Because I did see it, but I didn't really process what I saw.
I definitely could see 2050. That would be my target. What's the cost of the contract? So those cheap as fuck?
Okay, so I was looking at
I'll take it
October
with you.
10th,
Bullshit.
19s. They're like 9 cents right now.
October 10th?
Yeah.
Damn, dude, you want them? All right, Grandpa.
All right.
I'm just kidding. Next week's contracts, bro, if you're gonna do it, just have a good stop loss. Fuck, I'll buy it right now. $567. Let's see. 2050s, October 3rd. Now I'll find my stop loss. Should have done that in reverse. Cool, easy.
Why would it be there instead of more?
Because what happens when what do sellers not want to have reclaimed? Floors, right? What's above my floor? Empty space. So exactly. So if I'm right about the channel, right? If that channel is correctamundo and we break out of it, because that can go both ways, right? Obviously, that empty space would be a part of the propellant leading us back up, right? It would offer fluid movement that could drive us, up. And again, there's empty space up there as well. You fell fast. So that's something that we have to take into consideration as well. Look at that 5-minute right there. So yeah, I took it just now. I have my stop loss now. I'm going to see.
19s?
Yeah, it's good to have short-term positions.
I just took 2050 and I'm just gonna see. I'm trying to be Steelio right now. You know.
Nah, bro. I'm trying to be the P man, bro.
Why do you gotta call me that?
That's a good nickname, Celio. I like that one.
Yeah, little P.
Yeah, it's
We got
fire,
you,
right?
little P.
Big
Yeah.
P in the building.
Yeah.
What? Why? Pause.
Big P and little P. What the fuck?
I got
What is?
30 for October
Big
10th.
PP and little
Pause.
PP.
We need to replace some members. Anybody out there on TikTok feeling lonely? I'm just
Y'all
kidding.
just take it too far with the big P and little
You
P.
can
It's
come
crazy,
be a
man.
P too.
If you guys are on TikTok, if you guys don't mind tapping your screen, muchas gracias. All right. Anyway, you guys already told the story on BA. You guys know the deal. It's needs more juice, needs more news, needs to get back outside of the previous gauge that it went to, and hopefully overnight price action is going to get us there. That is what I mean. And you guys are news is coming out. Fuck, they could finalize the deal with China overnight and big money. All right.
Potter, are you in this week on BA?
I have this week's, yes. And next week's, but I have this week's mostly. Wait. Oh yeah, I did. That's cool. MU earnings is tonight, right? Yeah, that's correct. All right. Fig moving like fucking pond water. That one wick. At this point now you have to really start looking at the potential of you staying in that box. Adding great tension, right? That tension could be the catalyst to get you up. Okay, so seeing a little bit of empty space there. It gets filled up. Now you've already bounced and reversed it, and you might have filled it all up. I think the hard line here is 56.85. Period. If that drops, this plays over. But you're trading in the same manner that you traded here, so there's no surprises there, right? But that one overhead resistance and that 59, basically $60, just the idea of it. Can I explain why DDD equity and not option contracts? Because this is how it normally trades. Like a robot, like poo poo. This is how it normally trades. So being in the right position, just it's almost like it's like the option contracts are going to be, you'd either have to go be in the right place at the right time. So you could take them with options, but with me, I had a great place to set a stop loss. I have a great hold on. Let's see. I'll tell you what my average is on DDD. There you go, IBM. Yeah, so my average is 163. So, and I've got quite a bit, but that also just put me in a position while it reclaimed and pulled itself back up, inverse head and shoulders, whatever you want to call it. Just because of the way it trades on a regular basis without the volume that it needs, it would destroy the option value. And I don't want to experience that. So if I want to capture something that I think is like that, well, Rivian obviously is something that doesn't trade as shittily as this one, so I can be a little bit more liberal. Oh God, liberal. 1 second, Amazon's here. I need it. I got my package. Thank you, Jeffrey. Damn. Shorts printed today. Shorts did print. Yeah. I heard Big O hollering about something. Or my alert's going off. Huh. Yo, Peyton, some kid's running from a bunch of other kids. Some kid just ran down the street. He is hauling ass, dude. Get that kid a scholarship. Look at that, dude. That's character building right there. Bully's chasing him. He's picking up speed, more XP. College scholarship. Barry Sanders, same
More
story.
XP. This
This
isn't
man
a
said
video
more
game, Potter.
XP.
What the fuck?
I can relate to that,
He's
okay?
leveling up right now.
He's
He's
leveling up
acting like
right
he's
now,
Sung
dude.
Jin Woo or some shit.
Grab a stick, little dude.
Bank of America down. We're trying to short the. I think that's a fucking. I think that's a crime, dude. You shorting America? This guy's shorting America, dude. Yeah, you did lose your floor. 51.75. You are at the first green. Well, close enough. Yeah, you're at the red candle to your left. So the next leg down naturally, like fucking clockwork, would be 50.70. Which, you know, again, if you're looking at taking this extendedly to the downside, here's what I would recommend. Flip your chart. See that? Look at that shit. So yes, is there a retest there? Sure. Do you want more? Well, you got to get that box punched through. And then you could go and eat up the U.S. economy. Yummy. Potter, what do I think about Jerome Powell saying the market is overvalued? Cool. I don't think about that stuff, guys. I listen, if you've ever seen that episode of SpongeBob where Squidward has him turn into a fine dining waiter, like that is me with trading. The less I can think about, the better. Caveman chart. Only chart.
The
We
guy
know
is an idiot. He's a smart guy, but he's always got something to say.
Who, Squidward? Oh.
No, you.
No, Jerome Powell.
Oh, yeah. I mean, dude, yeah. How it's interpreted, again, tighten up the tinfoil hat. I truly believe that everything is in the chart. That's it. Why was there empty space that we invaded the day that Jerome Powell, right after he got talking, during the talking fest, it built up the volume, fucked around in between two boxes, bounced up and down. And the minute he stopped talking, we got a candle close below cost basis. The empty space underneath us flushed. Did I need to know that Powell just finished talking? Or did I need a candle close below cost basis to signal my trade? Either one, right? But if you take the one where Powell just says some shit, where are you taking profit on that? Anyway, yo, what's up? Amazon worth dabbling here? We'll take a look at it. Hold on, let me see. Bank of America, LMT up. Lockheed, oh my God. Oh shit. Okay, boy. Oh God, we're going to war. Oh my God.
Just now realizing that?
I mean, the chart now confirms it. The chart confirms the war. Oh no. Yeah, that looks pretty damn rippy. 490. The first green candle to your left is 522. I mean, I see empty space all the way up there, all the way back up there. So let's look at the 24 hour. The 24 hours obviously not going to be a straightaway shot. You do have, but look at that empty space up there. That's really what I'd want to see. So let's look at where you hold on to. That seems to be a nice little anchor point. You know what? I just thought of a great metaphor. I don't know why I used rock climbing. Rock climbing is good, but I should have followed through with that metaphor as like those little things that you drill into the rock wall. Like that right there is an anchor. You need to get there and hang on to it. Anyway, sorry, that's autism right there. Anyway, that is a 523. Now the green candle to your left is going to be 516, right? So that's going to be step one, or that's going to be the candle that gets you into that upper empty space, right? That's what I'm focusing on here. Now, as far as the weekly candle close, good. As far as where you're heading and the amount of times that you've headed there, also really, really good. This weekly, and I would say Lockheed Martin, amongst other ones like this, are best done on the weekly because of how clean it is. But personally, longer expiration, first target, 520. You know, again, if you decide you want to take it all the way, be my guest. I would say 528 is also a need to grab. But yeah, I mean, that is as far as a weekly, box, it's fire. What's the point of flipping the chart? Don't get me started. So everything that we do to the upside in a bull market is, that's how everybody learns for the most part. When the market turns over and everything starts flushing down, which a lot of you may have never experienced. May never have experienced continuation to the downside, how fast things will flush, and a true bear cycle, right? That being said, you can do the same things. The same setup is adherent to the downside. So if I'm looking for punch downs, right? If I flip my chart, that's just a punch up. That's just a punch back. So literally, I personally love flipping my chart upside down in those scenarios. It just makes everything, it's the same thing. Especially for those of you who are hooked on fucking the upside, hooked on phonics. How do you flip the chart? You got to flip your computer upside down or do a handstand. No, you go over here to the cog in the right-hand corner and it would be invert the scale, right? So same thing, right? Imagine this is a bullet or bearish chart. How many rejections? 3 off the top. How many times have you bounced on the floor? And are you doing that now? No, you're not, right? So the downside play with empty space, same difference, same idea. Again, it's trying to simplify things is really the goal there. All right, let's keep moving here. Target. I was thinking about that one, and I'm gonna be honest with you. This many weeks of consecutive dumpage, not a ton of ground covered, plenty of ground covered, but not a ton. Now, you did not leave empty space behind, but you are on the floor. So, like TTD, like BA, like other stocks, can you speculate? Of course, right? Of course. Your low of days, it looks like there's even a fucking gap. No, the gap is filled. So yeah, on the weekly time frame, you're still below the floor, right? You're just on a wick, and so truthfully, it would be 89.25 where you could actually say that a floor has been reclaimed. And then to the downside, I don't really think that you've hit anything notable with 84.55 still being unscathed. So this isn't one that really just, you guys know, I think target back up. First of all, is going to be done with longer expirations, but as we have experienced before, confirmation is king here because target is a motherfucker when it comes to the upside. Target above this look right here. Do you see that wall across the board? You could set an alert there and not worry about any of this shit. Obviously, if you have equity and stuff, you could get great buys. Which maybe that's the deal here. But that empty space to the upside, eventually, it will get filled back up. All right, SMCI still valid. 24-hour time frame. Should I don't. I think, do I have it? I have it clicked adjusted for dividends, but I haven't really ever noticed the difference, except for on maybe a handful of stocks. I'm always about including the extra data. So if that is removing data from it, then, add it, I guess. I personally just, if it doesn't break the machine, then I guess it's grease. I can't say that it is invalidated, but that's for sure, right? It bounced off what we talked about today, bounced off that lower box underneath it, and technically is trying to pull itself back up. It does have a little lower time frame channel and some potential catalyst. Yeah, so you got, if I was long on this one, I'd still be trying to make it work. Today's low day probably being the exit. But yeah, that type of setup right there, pop outside of 47.50, I could see this thing moving up. So how do we pick expiration dates based on where the target is? If there's resistance in front of us, if it's just empty space and we're swinging into it, a lot of the times it's shorter expiration. If it has resistance above it or it's not confirmed, we add a week. If it's a weekly chart and it has only empty space on the weekly and a box in front of it, it could be a 3 to 5 or 2 month play. It all depends on what the setup is, but always target based. So Did you see Netflix is getting a stock split? Get out of here, dude. No, it's not. I'm not lying to you guys. I don't know why. I feel like deep in my soul that Netflix is going to have a stock split. I don't think that happens before Netflix possibly dumps, but think about it. Liquidity issues right now, buying is tapering off. I think it could be in their best interest. Maybe you guys can look that up. Let me see. Netflix stock split. Let me see. Sometimes they just talk about it. Yeah, so they had a 2-for-1 split in 2004 and then a 7-for-1 split in 2015. I don't see anything. Is it time for a split? Yeah, there you go. You got the right idea. So,
You won't do one.
what?
Do a split.
No, I won't. I'll tear my fucking hamstring in half. All right. So anyway, that's just a dream. Okay. I cannot confirm if that ends up being a premonition that's right. I will go get myself tested for being psychic. But as of right now, Netflix doesn't have anything but a little bit of empty space at the upside over the 1230 mark. Could take it up into the 1250s, but that's about it. Right. There is empty space all the way up there, which I think will be useful. But I also could see this thing coming back down, and I think it's possibly buying the time to do that. But as of right now, I think it's best to set alerts around it in the meantime. So I wish it had a better setup. All right, it is 3:47. We've got AI up. All right, so I saw this one did pull back, right? It did wick out. It did try to touch. It didn't end up pulling itself back up, but thankfully it did pull back relatively fast. And as we speak, it is bouncing, right? Now, this is two separate boxes, one that you had to punch through and one that you've just punched back down through. And so this cost base is right here and the previous resistance of 1824 and the reclaim, right? So basically let's just simplify this. We need to punch through this box, right? And that's going to start with a reclaim of 1847. In the meantime, if that cannot be recovered, your next targets would lie below underneath 1766 into that cost basis, which I see as 1735. Costco earnings up. So I thought about it myself. I stand by what I said this morning. What I offered is all I have to give. I could see this making a bigger move. I do see 875 as a target to the downside, and I do see 10,450 to the upside. Again, this is earnings. Be careful. Okay, be careful. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right. Yes, I am looking at the contracts right now. Good fucking heavens. Jesus Christ. 875. Lord have mercy. I don't know. Is this as close to sports betting with an edge? Maybe you know the players. 1048. So that's odd. So the upside's just so 1055 would be up if you did 1055 or 1050. But you got to have a heavy move. I mean, you got to rip ass, and the probability of that happening is not as high as it is on other stocks. You need one of these again that you had in March of 2025, or this year. I want to start options trading. What is the best to start out with, covered, long, or spread? I would say start learning a strategy first that will help you make money. Thoughts on Tylenol? I think it's good stuff, man. I did a couple to pick me up. What's up?
Sorry.
Yes. What'd you say?
I don't want the dogs barking in your ear. The implied move on Costco at earnings is 3.8%, so almost 4%.
I got a little something, so we'll see, but not a lot. That's not my favorite. I put less than $380 into that, or maybe exactly $380. You'll never know, or $378. You'll never know with fees. Jamia. You know what? I almost kind of want to sign off on that, but still more empty space up there. You do have an upwards trajectory, so everything that you do is going to be based on the box above you, right? I'm not saying this is bad, because I mean, I can see why, but I do see empty space back up in the box. I don't like that. So, and you bounced off of what I'm perceiving to be your imbalance between here and here. So maybe take it when it triggers next, or after that channel. Let's see, what is this? Not like that. But anyway, that being said, you're up against one of the floors that you would need to recover to make that happen. So if this ends up being a rejection, then yeah, 1080 would be your next target. Amazon. Good empty space. It is creating, ooh, man, make me want to go short. Not on Amazon, but sometimes when I see these big of a leg down on big stocks like that, I'm like, okay, we're starting to see like some cracks. You know, we would need to see but this type of leg down on Amazon, to me, I mean, you're at the floor now and you're not responding. And so the empty space underneath you would likely lead you to 217.16. That is unusual. I don't know if I can sign off on that one either. Usually there's some sort of channel I can see, but I don't. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not gonna put that channel there. So as far as I can see, yeah, I could see a leg down to that next target underneath you, or if you just want to call it this has been the previous resistance and support for Amazon. That's 217.60, 217. So, I'll trade that one back up. That one to the downside does not look. That's not my thing. And the only yeah, it just goes to show you what I'm looking for. The only way that I would take a short on Amazon right now is kind of in a similar way to Disney, right? Establish exactly where price falls. That's where price falls. That's where price bounces. But that's where it has to hold. And if it doesn't, that's where it falls. And so if I was to take that short, the only goal that I would have is to take it down into this 193. That's it. I don't see any other opportunities here for me. Maybe to the upside, back up. I'd trade that on a lower time frame. All right. We got 6 minutes here. BBAI. There's a box above you. And you gotta punch it back. You need $9, my boy. $9, and you need to hold 735. No, I'm about to cover it right now. Waste management. Hey, that looks like shit. All right. 4-hour time frame. So I have a channel here, which I haven't looked at this thing in a long time. Now, obviously, this is not my daily trader. This is not the type of price action that I want. But from a longer term perspective, this could end up being this, obviously the bounce that you want. And I think that, yes, looking at this right now, 221.77 and 223 are obvious targets to the upside. Now, whether or not this continues moving up, I can't answer that one quite yet. Obviously bouncing on that uptrend, but I think really it's 225 that's going to be that main marker. So All right, so MU has earnings, and I have covered this multiple times this week. So you have probably extremely jacked up contracts. I'm not looking, I don't even think I have looked because I'm not going to, right? Run up into earnings. Earnings is flat. This is just the last one. I think we've seen a couple earnings with the same kind of same vibes. That being said, if you decide you want to take this, you got to look at, okay, we need to drop below 155. What would be my first target there? That would probably be 136. Second target would be 129. To the upside, all-time highs, 190. I cannot give you anything else. I don't see anything else. And I don't trade shit typically that's ripped into earnings. What type of earning setups do we like? The ones that are consolidating, the ones that don't have the volume now to move because nobody cares, but accumulation has happened, tension has occurred, and then all of a sudden, big boom, right? I would prefer an earnings that goes into it flat, and we know that it will get a reaction. Let's see here. I'm gonna say pretty much stick with what I said yesterday, today. I mean, a little bit of a pullback here. You did hit, looks like that green wick. I still think that green candle at 87.22 is targeted. You haven't lost anything, so if I was long on this, it would still be basically hold above 84.21. My doctor said that I'm on the Tylenol spectrum. Cool. Yeah, my doctor actually told me I was on the extra strength Tylenol and the PM edition, which was that one really stung. He said, "Dude, your mom took Tylenol PM when you were a baby." It's dark. That's autism with dark circles under your eyes. Let's see here. Lyft. Yeah, we're shorting it. Me and Stelio hand in hand. Unity. That's what I call this trade. Brotherhood. It's in a box. There's no guarantee that this goes down, but I am looking for a 21.95 breakdown to get into some of that empty space, 21.25 and 20.50. Okay. Oh God. Yeah, so 20 what did I take? Yeah, so that was the 2050s for I thought I didn't get filled for a second. 2050s for the 3rd of October. All right, AI up. Let's hurry up. Got a couple of seconds here. Again, with the Qs, we are bouncing, so hedging should not be a difficult task. Okay, no, we do have 1 minute left here. I got to do a few things here. Hold on. 601. So 602s are really as much as you can push that. There you go. All right. You serious? Oh, okay, there we go. Got filled. I've already went over Rivian. Same thing, right? Rivian is holding what it needs to hold, staying above the box it needs to box above. I'm looking at a 1582 next target above it. I hyped that one up, but so far it's delivering, So cool. Celsius, empty space is getting filled. Damn. I don't see anything to fucking grab onto until you really get down here, which is around 49. Damn, if you caught that one. Okay, so wrong. Okay, so hold on. Reverse. Put in reverse, Terry. 1 hour. Okay, drop that down. There you go. Instructing myself. So, can't really call it a box, but there is a bounce level at 49.40 or 49.90 because of that reason. Yeah, if you don't have Lyft hedges, sorry if I didn't mention that. If you don't have Lyft hedges, 25, which is too late now, but all right. Hi, I literally just started today on trading. Is there anybody who could mentor or give me advice? Why don't you shoot me a DM? I'll send you the page you should go to, which is my YouTube channel, or just shoot me a DM and I'll steer you to the educational playlist. Or stay here, stay in these lives. That's probably one of the more useful things that, besides going through my information, go through that information, write down your questions, and then hop in these lives. Straight up. Straight up. Right now. I bet the farm on TTD. Am I going to be homeless? Well, I think you're okay right now, but the farm is in danger. That's all right. Coin, man, starting to really fucking look not good. Really not good. So again, are we at cost basis? No. I think right now, and I'm actually going to keep my eye on coin, because I tell you what, if this thing could flip the script, oh my God. Watch this. So this is actually going to be pretty fire right here. First of all, perfect. Okay, so you have almost to like perfect. You have the 329.66, which is the floor / also previous resistance, which also separates you from this box. Yeah. Do I do one-on-one mentoring? Not like that. I really don't believe that you need it. Even if you need, I know you're probably like, if anybody's brand new, it can be nerve wracking. There's so much information. It feels like you wish you had somebody there right there to talk to you. I get it, but persevering through that and not allowing anybody to take advantage of that, right? But looking for evidence that that strategy that you're learning works. A lot of people literally are just flung into this, and wherever they stick, they land, and they start thinking, so. But yeah, just shoot me a DML. We'll get you set up. All right, so is there a play for the Qs? Anyway, for real quick on coin 315, I'd be really paying attention to that bounce. But make sure you set an alert at 329, because I think that's going to be a good alert to have. So with the Qs, right now I think it is very possible to see a gap up to go fill that empty space. In fact, what I would say, if you want this to actually continue moving down, you would gap up. Right? What would that leave behind? Empty space. Then it would be really a matter of re-entering, or taking a position for that gap fill. And again, we did bounce off of what we needed to bounce off of, and by the end of the day, we did hold. So it's going to be right now 599.31. If that rejects in after hours futures and then punches through the box we made at the end of the day, then I'll see you at the lows. But as of right now, chilling. All right. Yeah, but what direction? I feel like it's always up. You just want it up. This candle's not really telling me enough to say anything, but the 4-hour does appear to be getting close to cost basis, which is 420, lays it. And then 409.65, and you'd have yourself a gap fill to 395. So it's too soon to say that yet, but I mean, that's your channel. You are at the bottom of said channel. So, oh my God, man, you can't come in and ask now. Why? Why snow? Oh, he wants to short it. I get why you would want to short it, actually. Right down, move to 200. Okay. Is BA cooked? No, not yet. We're building into it. Feels like I'm on the Oregon Trail. All right, guys. I will see you in about 40 minutes, 39 minutes. We're going to go ahead and do another charting session. We're going to be going through the gains page of all the fire ass plays above 500% that we have accomplished. I think the last time we left off, we were somewhere in February. Ivy or Alex, if you guys can maybe help me point me in that direction in the meantime before the class. I'll go and search myself too. But we're going to go ahead and keep moving through that and hopefully help you guys start identifying even better setups. Lastly, I just want to talk to all of you out there who are profitable, right? Meaning you've made money and you've pulled out money, right? Or you're independent. So you're making money. You don't need my help. I am going to be doing a podcast style. I've never done this before. So this is a who fucking knows what's going to happen. It could be a disaster. Could be great. The goal is to try to pull as much value out of this as possible. I've already put together the questions that we're going to be going through. But if you are profitable, which there's quite a few of you now, a lot of you, if you are making money and you would like to be a part of this phone call or this Discord call, which I am going to record, you do not have to show your face, but I'm going to be asking you guys a series of questions, which is essentially, you know, from start to finish, kind of what your story is. I think I thought about doing it one-on-one, but I want this to be authentic, right? A lot of you guys have, real stories, like real, fucking, some of you guys really didn't, your wives have quit their jobs, and so these are things that I want to kind of go through. So if that is something that interests you, or if you would like to share your experience with others, shoot me a DM. I'm just making a list of names that, again, you want to share your experience with the people, and we'll see how it goes. Again, you don't have to have your camera on; just have your mic. And I would give you guys the questions in advance, but I don't want you guys scripting that shit. I want you to answer authentically. So again,
When is this? Sorry, I just got home from the
once
hospital.
once I have the decent amount of people, I'll set the schedule. More than likely, it's going to be in the first or maybe this. I would say the second week of October, first or second week of October. So it'll be in there. But I mean, we can have a multitude or multiple different meetings like that. But yeah, I just want to give people who are newer an idea, because you guys hear me talk all the time, and some of you guys hear the other people talk, but as far as like, it's really interesting because, like, I'll just use Golf Man as an example. Like, how many people have we had come in and, like Golf Man, I know some of you guys have been long here, who have now turned into people who are calling plays, just saying that because Golf Man does not care about asking too many questions. He's going to ask what you know what I mean? Like he's going to ask what, and so this is going to help him tremendously, right? He's not leaving anything, no stone is going unturned. And so that's obviously something where I've seen that character type come through this Discord. A lot of you guys know that I'm talking about you right now because you did ask a lot of questions, which is awesome. So, but I'm going to be asking you guys the questions, and you guys are just going to give me a rundown on, again, I don't want to give too much away, but
Speaking of questions,
oh Lord have mercy.
what time? No, it's just what time do you think you'll be done tonight? I got 2 private instructionals. I'll be done at like 7:30. Are you gonna still be going after that?
Probably not, man. I'm trying to keep these short. My back is not
No worries. Is it
yeah.
recorded?
Yeah, everything will be recorded. So, but we'll
Awesome.
probably do it. We'll probably do it again tomorrow, I think. Yeah, we should be able to do it tomorrow. So, trying to be on one of the time. Yeah. Well, yeah, if you're on TikTok and you're profitable as well, you're pulling money out, again, you're more than welcome to hop in. But just to give you an example, like first big gains, when you first started seeing those huge returns, thousands, tens of thousands of percentage, what was your reaction and how did you handle that mentally? It's a good question, right? And this is gonna, and rather than just being one person answering the question, it's a whole slew of people who are doing it. So yeah, please DM me, please shoot me, let me know that you're interested. The sooner that you guys do this, the sooner that I can put this together, and the sooner we can get up and running. What's up?
And Potter, when to know to take your gains and go home.
When to know? Oh, I have that on there. I spent a good amount of time on this questionnaire. I ran it through ChatGPT. You know what? ChatGPT kind of sunned me. I was like, I know that you don't know much about the Potter box, but I was like, in reference to like a profitable trader, blah, 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 blah. And it was like, actually, I am familiar with your strategy. I was like, okay, sorry. Damn, motherfucker. Prove me wrong.
Hey, super quick, just a positive note. Were you in earlier when I think Cade, I don't want to say the wrong name, but somebody was at the hospital for their son's surgery for their arm and then made the money and some for the surgery while sitting there in like 10 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard somebody
Yeah,
told me that.
that's Cade.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a dental implant surgery one time, and that was the day that we traded Mara. You know what I remember about that day? Does anybody know what I remember
Anesthesia?
about that? No. It was before this. Does anybody know what happened that day? Something happened that
Wasn't
day.
wasn't something with the freaking one of the Door Dashes or
No.
whatever,
No.
Build-A-Bear or some shit?
No, Stelio got out at 1829. That's what I remember about that day. That just goes to show you how, like, it scars me, dude, when you guys aren't profitable. I'll never forget it, dude. Stelio was like, I got out. I was like,
What?
the
What are you
remember,
talking about?
You remember Mara? You got out at 18, I think it was like 1829 or 1810.
When?
You
What
said
did
I
it
got.
go to, Potter?
I'll show you. This paid for my entire dental surgery. So this is that example I always show. I took this punch back right here, candle close. I believe the day before we actually took this, Stelio got out in this wick. I remember that so clearly. And then it went all the way to 2275, but it gapped up on the floor and then ripped up a little bit higher. I was lucky. I actually wouldn't even call it luck. I don't remember anything. The only thing is I remember coming home and thinking that I felt totally fine. Like I wasn't even on drug, like nothing. I'm sitting here, I just got dental surgery. I pop a Zen in my mouth and I'm like spitting blood into a cup. It's so gross. But I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I ended up rolling the contracts or part of the profits into, because I do remember the day before the surgery, we were talking about the box that was up above and the potential for it to punch back. But I ended up making enough to get my dental surgery, all of it taken care of at once. So that was pretty.
Nothing for Stelio. Crazy.
Dude.
That was a very, very funny day. I remember that day.
And do you remember, Stelio, what you said? Do you remember why you said you got out? You said what Jorge said, because I get scared sometimes. That's it.
Yeah.
Glad you can
Is
laugh
that why
about
you quote that all the time? You say that all the time.
Yeah, that's
Or maybe I'll
Jorge.
say, like, you've said it 3 or 4 times. Sorry.
Jorge started that. One time we were just talking about it, and I was like, well, why'd you get out? He's like, I just get scared sometimes. And
yeah, trademark.
Dude, that's weird. Real though, bro.
Yeah, Garrett's a bully, so he like repeats that
He
all the
is,
time.
bro. Remember? Yeah, he's bullied the fuck out of me, bro. When I first got in here, it was hell for Stelio.
No. When you first got in here, I catered to you, dude.
How many gains you've made?
We've had one-on-one meetings. I've talked to Stelio one-on-one. I'm pretty sure.
You're a fucking liar, bro.
Hold on. No, I'm about to pull up the receipts.
You mean when I called you that one time, that 10-minute conversation? It wasn't even about trading, dude.
Listen, that counts.
That doesn't. All right, bro. I'm leaving. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Jesus. Hold on, I'm about to find it. All right, maybe I didn't call you. I don't know.
What are your thoughts on gold, GLD, with all of this war fund and
What's my opinion on GLD?
yeah, war?
Gold, dude. I mean, I assume
All-time
more.
highs.
Well, I'm more. Yeah, more rippage, dude. Could I drop the Discord link? It's not working in the bio. You need to pull that up. Go to potterstockstrading.com in your regular browser. You'll be able to get in. Also, if you're trying to join lifetime or yearly, I've had to deter 2 people today. Don't join yet.
You're not ready.
No, that's not. Well, maybe they're not ready, but don't join yet. Wait for October. I'm telling you, I'm trying to help you out here.
Don't forget to get your Tesla before the end of the month. Hashtag Astro.
Oh man, that's crazy. You can call it. I get scared sometimes. There you go. Abbreviate it.
What does Jorge feel like doing?
What does Jorge feel it? Probably getting a
What?
hold of an
What's the
ostrich,
question?
dude.
Do they know it's your birthday?
Big O's
You
birthday.
guys will see me. Oh.
No, it's not. She's messing around.
It's
She's
Big
lying.
O's birthday.
Happy
Birthday to you.
Update your Tesla.
Happy birthday to you.
Update your Tesla.
Here we go. Hold on. Happy
You're
birthday.
getting really old.
Happy birthday, Big O.
Wow.
Oh, yes, daddy.
Happy birthday, Big O.
Thanks, guys.
Where are you
Yeah,
going to
go,
eat
buddy.
tonight?
Mr. and Mrs. Crab.
What the
Nice.
fuck?
Enjoy it.
Pot roasting.
Yeah, I mean, Laura
Wait,
made
did
pot
she?
roast at home.
I heard it. I'm pot roasting him. That's what I just heard. She's gonna turn you into. I don't know.
Spit roast.
That's
Sounds
my
like
birthday gift.
Sounds like a threat.
Yeah.
No, look it up. It's look it up on Urban Dictionary.
Oh no! Don't you dare, dude. Jesus Christ! Are you in the middle?
Oh, is it really a thing? I was just kidding.
Yeah, it is. Holy fuck, dude. Yeah, dude.
I was just
It's a real thing. It's called pot roast.
you gotta tell us what it is.
It involves 3 men and 1 woman. That's
Wait a minute. I know the oh, never mind.
yep. All right, Alex, tell Alex just shutting it down. All right, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Take care. Brush your hair. Something like that.